Let me tell you something. In a real pandemic, there would be hospital nurses, doctors, frontline workers dropping dead at crazy amounts, just like every day. There would be people dying in the streets. People would be going in the streets and bagging up bodies, okay? That is nowhere near the scene. In fact, our hospitals are pretty much empty of COVID patients. You know, it speaks for itself, you know? And crazy thing is, it's so funny just how spun the media is and how wrong they are. Even public health, right? You've got Dr. Vera Etches a while ago in the paper, stating, and then it went in the paper saying that I think it was the Ottawa Hospital was like at a dangerous level, approaching a crisis, that like they were gonna be running out of beds and all this stuff. And then the director of that hospital stating like the exact opposite, like they're absolutely in no way, shape or form approaching a crisis at all, and that like it's pretty much empty. So what you have to do is you have to question, right? You have to question the media, you have to question the public health, you have to question all of this stuff, right? You have to question all these measures because from top to bottom, none of them make any sense. Now, most people that follow me know that I already have pretty much dug down the rabbit hole, and I have my own ideas of where this is all stemming from and what it's about. Maybe not all people believe that, that's okay. But until I get some kind of confirmation that changes my mind's not gonna change. I fully believe that the governments are fully aware that this is, you know, not a deadly pandemic, and they're pumping the fear out anyways, and they're doing this. And as Justin Trudeau openly expressed, it's an opportunity for a great reset. All you gotta do is start to research the Great Reset, and you'll start to go down that rabbit hole like I did, okay? And it's a very ugly reality that once you go down that rabbit hole, you see what the Great Reset is all about, and it's tyrannical. It's like a maniac who's run amok trying to control the entire globe. That's exactly what it is. A guy named Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, they've even written articles talking about how like the plan for 2030 is for everybody to own nothing. To own nothing and be happy. Oh, and to have no privacy. So, I mean, just with like articles like that and other things you find on this website and the other things you hear these people talking about, this should be enough for you to be like crazy angry at this and to demand that your government on every level come clean and end the bullshit immediately. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not an anti-masker. I'm a pro-science, pro-choice person. I've had vaccines before. I don't get a flu vaccine, but I have gotten a flu vaccine. You know, that's my choice. I get to weigh the risk. You know what I mean? If I really thought that this COVID-19 was a deadly fucking pandemic, I'd be wearing a mask too, right? But it's not a deadly pandemic, and that's why I'm not. If you choose to wear a mask, all the power to you. I don't think that you're very clever wearing a mask, but that's whatever, do you, you know what I mean? But certainly do not try to impose on me that I should wear a mask and tell me that I'm selfish. In fact, if you do your research, everybody needs to do their research, because I'll go as far as saying that you're actually being a fucking idiot if you wear a mask, because you're probably doing more damage than good. Now, if you were gonna go walk into an old age home, yeah, maybe put on a mask. You know, you don't wanna risk that if you are sick, maybe you might get some really old person sick and they might die from that. but I'm not hanging out in old age homes, and I don't know many people that are, right? Apart from that, you know, you got to treat this as a regular flu, like, and it's killing people at the same level as a regular flu. It's affecting people at the same level as a regular flu. Time to treat it as a regular flu. Time to stop being afraid, okay? This is a case-demic, okay? Go deep and look into what case actually means in a medical term. Case is actually something to describe an actual disease, whereas public health is using the term case to describe somebody as having a positive test on a PCR, okay? And the PCR is completely flawed. Upwards of like 90% false positives, even more than that actually, because it can pick up fragment of COVID or fragment of other coronavirus and say you are positive when you're not, and you have no COVID in your body and you're no risk to anybody, but they're using this PCR, which the inventor himself said, if you use a PCR and you turn the threshold up, because you can turn it up and down, you can find traces of anything in almost everybody. So, and that's the deal, is that typically if you're testing at even a threshold of 30, that's too high. Now you've got a lot of governments and municipalities testing at 35, 40, 45. This is like a pure setup, right? So you got to be aware of this stuff. Anyways, guys, I mean, I could go on and on for days talking about masks, vax, PCR test, cases, the law, your rights, World Economic Forum and their role in this. I could go on and on, but you know, like I said in another video, I can't change the minds of people who have closed minds. Okay? It's not my job to change their minds, but it is my job to speak the truth. And it is my job to use my voice to say something. Okay? So that's what I worry about. You want to hate me for it? Fucking hate me for it. I really don't care. I know myself. I know what I'm about. I know what I stand for. And I do some pretty damn good research myself. So the people that I look into, the doctors that I look into, the scientists that I look into, they are world-class doctors and scientists, top of their fucking game, going to the best schools, have the best education, have the best reputations in the world. So, I mean, it's not me you got to question. It's maybe you got to question how much you've figured out so far. Maybe you got to question whether or not you're getting your information from the goddamn news on TV, because that is completely spun. Anyways, that's my little rant for now.